Hey guys, Sublord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Iron Man Retro Series Iron Man Mark 1 Armor Suit Thingamajigger, whatever you want to call it. It's of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, and will be the final figure we'll be taking a look at from this Iron Man Retro Series, unless I decide to pick up the other figure in the future. I mean, about the rest of the wave, should I really just rip the band-aid off and complete the SOB? Maybe, but that will be determined at a later date because my arse is flat broke right now. That said, much like the Count Nefarious Nefario, whatever you want to call him, that I took a look at the other day from this very same wave, this is a perfect example of the fine folks over at Hasbro. Not exactly cutting corners. I know he's not painted gold, but I don't think that should be expected quite as much from this company. Should be lucky they paint the darn things at all. But they could have easily cheaped out on this one and just reissued the other Mark 1 figure, but in gold. But instead, they did a little bit more, and we're going to talk about that right now, because we're going to cut right to the chase. Getting to the meat and taters of this review. Take a look-see at all the Mark 1 armor suit thingamajigger, whatever you want to call it, has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off a pair of alternate hands, which we did see with the other ones. Still without ports for the blast effects, which kind of sucks, but you at least get these open hands, these repulsor hands, with a hinge, I might add. The modular armor we looked at earlier today did not have those. And we also get the same smoke blasty blast effects we got with the Mark 1, I almost said Model 1, that came out last year for the Avengers Earth's Mightiest, or Beyond Earth's Mightiest, program. So it's nice to see those again. I think those were originally with the Iron Heart figure. Then we also get a Tony Stark head. Not sure if this is the same head that was packaged with the Stealth Armor Iron Man, but here you go. I like it anyways. It's a decent Tony Stark head. And on top of that, they gave him a different waist piece. Gave him his little skirt there so he can be a pretty princess and frolic around with the rest of the Avengers. I don't know where I was going with that, but he does get his little golden skirt. So he's all ready for prom night. Either way, I like the gold they went with on this figure. I don't notice any hardcore marbleization on mine. But I also don't have the best eyes either, so let me know in the comments if he's marble to heck. But I always viewed the marbling as battle damage and wear and tear on armored characters at least. But as far as his articulation goes, it's the same as the other one. He's got essentially a double ball peg in the head because that's all you're really going to get out of it. Does have decent tilt though and rotation, so that's nice. Mind the antenna when you're moving this guy around. Shoulders go up really far. They do rotate all the way around. He does have a bicep swivel, which I did lubricate with some soap, so they move a little better. Though the soap doesn't respond to this plastic quite as well as others. I don't know if it's because it's stiffer or what. I would say this guy feels a little bit more like a Masterverse from Mattel's Masters of the Universe stuff than anything. He does have a double elbow, but you're going to have to bend that bottom one to get it to move at all. But there you go. He does have a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. That works fine. Torso can move that far forward, that far back. Does have waist rotation. You can rotate them all the way around. Nice tight, clicky waist, but not too tight to where it feels like it's going to snap or anything. So that's a plus. I will say, I'm curious if this guy is going to hold up with this gold plastic, because I know the Transformers stuff has a tendency to go to crap, so fingers crossed this guy doesn't. Hips can go out to the side. I think enough for a big bulky suit like this. They can kick forward, kick back, not really at all. He does have a thigh cut. double knee. No boot cut, although there is a perfect slit right here for one. Still kind of perplexing to do that. Does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker, and they sculpted the thrusters on his feet. Not afterburners, you dolt. Call them afterburners in the modular armor. Not modular, what is it? Model 9 review. Might as well be the modular armor on steroids, right? But I gotta tell you, I think they did a good job on this figure. I don't mind it. I think it's cool. Definitely, if you're working on a classic, like, first appearance Avengers lineup, this is a must-have. That said, I need to get that Hulk and Bruce Banner 2-pack, I think. Although that one's not green, is it? That one's gray, right? I do have a Thor that would look good with this guy. I don't have the cap from the 20th anniversary of Legends collection there, so I need to pick that up. I also don't have the Iron Man Mark, is it 2? That was also released as a part of that line. Because I think it's this guy, then the Mark II, the one with the Beelzebub horns. And then I think it's the 80th anniversary one, which if you get the Tony Stark AI, that's the same figure, but with the mustard yellow and ketchup red color scheme going on there. Then I don't know what the Mark, 4 through 8 look like, unless that's Stealth Iron Man and Silver Centurion Iron Man and possibly the Hulkbuster. Because that's most of the armors I can think of that were a thing around this time. Maybe the Thor Buster? I'm not sure. Someone let me know in the comments below what Mark's, is it 4 through 8 look like? Because I'm very curious, because we got 9. I guess modular armor would be the Mark 8, right? So I guess 4 through 7 then. Either way, we got quite a bit of suits to have a classic Hall of Armor, and that's kind of what I'd like to have in my display personally. So with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is the good old Iron Man Mark I armor alongside the Model 9 armor, a much more 90s, possibly early 2000s style suit of armor for good old Tony Stark there, as well as a, as far as I know, classic Iron Man villain in Count Nefario, whatever the heck his name is. Just to give you an idea of how the Buckethead, the almighty Buckethead, compares to a standard size figure there. In case you haven't watched my review of the original version of this guy. Moving these out of the way though, so we can bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legions, Brother Mandibulas, and the infamous Elephant Spawn, who, despite the fact that Iron Man is supposed to be a guy in a suit after all, towers over everyone. So with that being said, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and much like Count Nefario, whatever the heck his name is, that we took a look at yesterday, I have to say that good old Iron Man Mark I, the Gold Edition, exceeded my expectations. Originally thought this guy was going to be a cheap, lazy repaint of the Mark I suit we received last year as a part of the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest program, but no, I feel like the fine folks over at Hasbro gave us a little bit more than just a repaint for a few bucks less than the original. Maybe they can do that more often. Fingers crossed they do. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.